right. So, Anastasia, it's so great to meet you here on Zoom.
I know.
Business partners on Team Go Go.
We
It's
are.
been amazing to be there. And even just to be able to sit here is the power of eXp. So I'm happy
hmm
to have the time today to kind of do this interview. So let's just jump right in here. Tell me a little bit about your background. First, how you got into real estate.
Okay. So, I think like everybody else, I always enjoyed HGTV. I feel like that's the story for everybody,
Yes,
like, oh, I would watch on
everybody.
there. Yes. And I was like, oh, I want to do that. But then also, I had bought and sold my first house, and I had an agent that I listed my house with when I was selling it, and it sat on the market, didn't sell. It just wasn't a really great experience. And then I came across these two agents that partnered up, and they were actually my neighbors. And so I started working with them. Yeah. And it was to sell my home. And then I was looking to buy another home. And it was
so they kind of hit the jackpot with you.
They did. They sure did. They got good commission.
Yeah.
But it was just such a great experience. It was so amazing. I mean, I think I was like 8. No, by the time I settled in my house, I was 9 months pregnant. And
so so you're selling the house, and you're 9 months pregnant and the house is sitting there. Or well, you're pregnant.
I was pregnant. Yep. And then it was just starting to have that crazy market where it was ramping up. And so it took me a while to find a house. So I started probably when I was like 6 months pregnant, and then was like, I got to get a house for me and my daughter, because it's just the two of us. And so they made it such a great experience. I was like, I want to be able to do this for people. This is amazing. It was such a big difference night and day, working and seeing how different agents handle things and how much better it could be with the right agent. And I wanted to be able to give that to people too.
Yes. So you say, I'm going to jump in real estate.
Yep.
Right after selling, having your daughter, you jump. So tell me what it looks like. Where do you go work when you first get in?
So I was a dental hygienist, and I was working, doing all of that, got laid off, and I decided, I have been thinking about the real estate thing. I had thought, I'm going to try this out. The layoff came, and I was like, this is perfect. I don't want to be dependent on keeping a roof over our head from an employer. I want to be able to keep a roof over our head by myself. And so I started doing the course, got right out of the program, passed my test and everything. And then I went to work at Windermere. And it was great. It just wasn't the right fit, especially as a new mom.
Just to backtrack really quick, what city and state are you in?
I am in Lacey, Washington.
Washington. Okay. So I just want to know, I'm in Chicago and she's in Washington, and we are business partners. Okay.
Yes.
So there we go. You're in Washington. Okay.
Yep. So I went to Windermere in Washington, one of their offices. We have tons of them here, and started there. And it was great. It just wasn't a good fit for the demands regarding having to be at the office, doing all these trainings and things as a brand new single solo mom. I was like, this is too much. I can't manage being there and doing trainings and being a mom. Yes. So I found an office that was locally owned here in Olympia, actually. And it was more family oriented. They understood my situation. And so I spent the last couple of years there, and it was wonderful. It truly was amazing there. But I just started to want to grow in ways that couldn't happen there. And so I started just kind of looking at different brokerages and, seeing kind of what was available and out there. Yeah. And I came across, of course, the Keller Williams teams here that are popular that were like, come and be with us. This will be so great.
KW is everywhere. They are everywhere, and they be on it. Like be on it. Their recruiting is amazing. Before we get into your transitioning, it's something that you said. You said that everything was going well, right? You just wanted to grow. Some people think that things have to be terrible to make a move. And sometimes I love the saying, good is the enemy of great, because people are like, oh, I'm good, right? But how can you be great? Like, is where you are going to allow you to become great? Or do you just want to be an average agent? And nothing is wrong with that. Some people just wants, do that, and it's okay. But if you want to move from good to great, sometimes you have to stretch a little bit. So now, how long are you in the industry?
I had been in the industry for just about 3 years.
3 years.
Okay. And not quite, but just about. And it was that I wanted to be able to have good stability for my daughter and I. And I wanted to branch out into other markets. And so I started looking at the different brokerage models for, many actually of the different local ones that were popular here. And nothing felt like the right fit. It just wasn't clicking. And, if I wanted to be in a different state and working, which ultimately the goal is I'll be here in Washington and also in Arizona. So I was like,
nice.
Yeah.
So are you going to be like a snowbird when you...
I am.
Yes, that's my goal.
Yes.
Chicago and these winters, honey, I'm getting to. These winters not the same. I told my husband in less than 33 years. That's the goal.
Yep. And that was my plan. And so I just started looking at brokerages, and everywhere you had to, if I stayed at my local brokerage, I would have had to go and join another brokerage because they're only local. And if I looked at like the KWs, the Remaxes, places like that, I would have had to join a second brokerage, but it would have meant that I would have had the 2 caps. Yep. And I'm like, how are people going to make money working here and working there when you're having to meet 2 caps? There's just no money to be made in that. And then I came across eXp's model, and I have been following GoGo for a long time. I always tell her stalking her, but I came across more of their information and realized that I could be in any of the 50 states. I could even be overseas if I wanted to.
I was about to say, in like 10 to 12. I don't know. Last time I checked, we was in 10 countries, but I'm pretty sure we've gone a few more since I've checked.
Yeah. And so I was like, this is the place. Like, I can build out a business in other states and not have to give a brokerage my entire cap constantly.
And this is around like year 3 for you, right? Like when this. I feel like that 3 means something, because that first year you're just learning. Like for most agents, some people get lucky and they jump in and they like take off, right? Sometimes that first year is like you're learning. Second year, you feeling yourself. You're like, oh, I can do this. I can do this.
Yes.
And that third year, you're like, okay, what else? That's kind of how my experience was. So
exactly.
Too, and what else ends up being eXp? So you decided to join eXp at the following GoGo. She's amazing, guys.
Yeah.
You learned that I could be in several markets under 1 cap, which is only $16,000. Okay, Mark, 16,000. All right.
Yes.
So what were some other things that brought you here? Or
the other thing really was, as a single mom, I have spent the last few years, like everybody else, chasing that next commission check. And that is, granted, I appreciate those that enjoy that, but there's no stability in that for me. And it's not easy as a single solo mom to be thinking that that's it. What am I going to have? If God forbid something happened, what am I going to have for her? When it's just the next commission, the next commission, the next commission. And so the option then to start looking at, building business partners and having, our revenue share program, where I'm able to build out, what others would look at it as kind of a team, but what we look at as our business partners and help others be successful while still giving myself more stability as far as income by attracting agents to eXp. That was really appealing, because I can't spend forever chasing that next commission check. It just wasn't a good fit.
It's building a business. And then, so I think I want to say that the business you build, as long as your child gets a real estate license, they can inherit the money from the business you built.
They can, which is amazing.
Practice, right? They just have to have the license. So what you did was you put yourself in a position so that if anything happens to you, your daughter can still win.
Exactly.
And there's not many places in our industry where that's possible. Not for the regular agent that's still doing transactions and, growing like year 3. So eXp around that, and we haven't even gotten into the stocks yet. So I'll let you. So you're looking at the model, you're following go. You have these desires to grow, and then you looked at it a little bit more, and you say, "Forget it. I'm going to take the leap. I'm going to go over there." What's your experience so far?
It's been amazing. I am just at 4 months in, and I have 4 agents.
4 months.
I am.
Yo, let me tell you. So we all follow each other on social media. I did not know you had only been here 4 months. She is.
Yep.
Right.
Thank you.
That's amazing. So 4 months in, tell me what's going on.
So I have actually been really focused in on building out my business partners and gaining, some of those. And so I'm at 4 business partners underneath me now. Yeah. I'm super excited.
That's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah. So doing that, I still am working transactions and stuff, the ones that I have in the pipeline, but that hasn't really been my main focus. It's really been, how can I build and uplift others? And especially those that are already, in my revenue share and as my business partners. I have an agent who they range from as new as 2 months into real estate all the way to, I think she's almost 3 years now into real estate. Okay. So I've got a pretty broad range of, as far as experience goes. So, giving them a lot of attention has been a priority for me to make sure that they know what's going on, how to be successful.
Because I think what people don't realize too is that, because I'm in the blogs, I'm on here, I'm listening to different things, is that when we get to recruit people here and do rev share, we have an interest in making sure that those people win. Right. So you just said, I'm making sure I'm pouring into them to make sure they win, because win-win is literally the only partnerships that you really truly want to be a part of. So you give something and you get something, and they get something and they give something. So that's a beautiful thing. So
yeah, I love that about eXp, that I tell my business partners this, my success hinges on your success and making sure you're successful in this business. If you're not successful, I'm not in turn successful. And I love that because it takes that competition piece completely off. Yep. It's no longer an issue.
There's really no reason for competition.
No, there isn't.
My client is my client, and your client is your client.
Yeah.
That's what but you have to wrap your head around attraction and say, like, I got to go out and get, you can never take anything from me that's mine. That belongs to me. And there's more than enough. We have this idea that there's not enough. There's more than enough. It's not enough to even be able to service as many people we need to service. Okay.
Yes.
So you got to kind of get away from that idea that it's competition, it's collaboration with everything. So.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. So
where do you see? Where do you see you 4 months in, and it's been everything that you thought it would be? You would say
it has been, and more. I mean, honestly, I remember thinking, this can't be real, right? This is not real. Yes. I was like, there's something somebody's not telling
somewhere, girl. I was looking at the rough line, even after I came aboard, because I'm one of those people, I'm never going to sell you something that I don't believe in.
Same.
I was like, I'm not recruiting anybody till I see if it works for me, right?
Yep.
And it worked. And then I was like, I can attract this easier because it's authentic. Right. It ends up being way more than I expected. So tell me what it's like, the way more.
Yeah. So, I had heard about all of the great things about, we're being a virtual, I think we get this kind of, we're painted with this brush that we're a virtual office and we aren't close with our people. I'm closer with you guys than I've been in the brick and mortars.
Oh my God. I can't tell you an agent's name outside of when I went to my last brokerage. There was 4 of us that went over there. I don't know really. I think I met one agent there.
Yep.
In a year.
Yep.
I don't know anybody else's name.
I know. And I mean, everybody, we've got obviously, our kind of tight-knit circle of people and stuff that we show up to the meetings where we attend those. And so I know all of you guys, and you guys know me, and we know stuff about each other's families, and all of these things that I thought, as a virtual office, there's just no way that, I'm going to kind of be out on my own, and I'm not at all. And the trainings, I thought 50 hours of live training, like we'll see about that. Like, we'll see if I can really get into any of them. And I can get into any. I just did a relocation course that I was like, maybe I'll see what this is about. And so I took this 4-week course for a relocation certification at zero cost to me. You'd pay hundreds of dollars to do that anywhere else. And here, I get.
And they have a commercial one coming up. And
they do. I'm excited.
Oh my, I'm good. I'm gonna do that one. And I met
me too.
Lady, and she was like, I'm gonna help you get into commercial leasing. I'm so terrified. I was like, I don't know. Did a workshop with her this week. I got my first commercial leasing client.
Wow.
I'm not afraid to do it because I know that person is going to support me, and she's all in Texas.
Yep.
So it's like, I wouldn't have never got that at the last place I was at. And I wouldn't have been confident enough to pick up this client in this space that I don't know a lot about. But it offers so much wealth that I can do that. And I know I'm going to be okay in doing that.
Exactly. Yep. And that's how I feel too. I mean, I constantly am telling people the access we have to things is unparalleled. I mean, you just won't find it anywhere else. You won't. And that doesn't even go into some of our system stuff, like our, KV core, the value of that also unparalleled. We just have so much stuff that we have access to. And of course, in part because we have an amazing upline too. I do
think that matters because
it does
to people that don't have the same experience.
I do too.
It's going to be, you just got to, really align with the right person. And that's going to be anywhere, right?
Yep.
So alignment is very important. So
agreed.
What would you say to someone that's on the fence about eXp? What would you say to them?
I would tell them that my biggest regret was not doing this sooner, that I stalked GoGo for a year and just did not believe that this could be true, and it's real. Yes, and it's real. And so
I was her friend. I used to be like, no. No.
Yep.
It's true, and she is who she is. I went to Florida for my birthday. Her and her husband came out and had dinner with us. We had
I saw that.
I can call GoGo right now, and she'll answer the phone and coach me through whatever it is that's happening. But I feel like I could do that with anybody on our team. So
agreed. I do too. And the nice part is that for us in the downline from her, we have access to all of those amazing things that she offers. And I feel like it's been such a great way to have somebody set the example so that I know what it is that I want to be able to offer to my agents as well.
Set the example. It's been amazing. So
yeah,
I'm happy to have you as a business partner.
Same, I know.
I talk through social media sometimes. So
yep,
it's amazing getting to know you and doing this interview. So
yes.
Are in the Washington area or literally anywhere in the United States, make sure you get in touch with Anastasia so you can learn a little bit more about eXp and how she can help you.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.